So on Saturday at New York Comic Con, I go to the Kotobukiya booth. I think that's how you pronounce it. They make the Star Wars lightsaber chopsticks. And I asked if they had any modeled after Luke Skywalker's lightsaber from Return of the Jedi, the green one. They said no. They were sold out. When I asked if they'd be getting any more for Sunday, they said no, whatever we have is what we have for the weekend. If they're gone, they're gone. Fair enough. My friend tells me there was another booth on the con floor selling the chopsticks. Of course, they're all the way on the other side of the Javits Center. So we go all the way over there, and after circling 2 aisles for like 5 minutes, we find the booth. And they don't have the Luke Skywalker Return of the Jedi chopsticks displayed. So I asked the guy, do you have any in stock? And he looks at me like I'm crazy, right in the eyes, and says, "Those don't exist." Okay, news to me. So I left the booth dejected and kind of pissed off that the guy was a Cut to Sunday. I got there early, and I saw at Kotobukiya they had the Luke Skywalker Return of the Jedi style lightsaber chopsticks. So I sat there until somebody came by at 10, and I'm pretty sure I was their first sale, because that was the first thing I did that day was lay down the money, bought those chopsticks. Yes, I have them. Cut to today, Monday, and I can't find them. They're missing. If you or someone you know have seen these chopsticks, please comment and let me know, because I feel like a part of me has just died inside. So the New York Comic Con was this past weekend. I was there, my brother was there doing the whole convention thing. And in between all the news about movies and TV shows and video games, there actually seemed to be some news about comic books. You know, that entertainment medium that Comic-Con is kind of sort of named after. So let's just recap all the important news that was announced this weekend in the world of sequential art. Marvel announced the next wave of their Marvel Now initiative, calling it the all-new Marvel Now. That's a pretty clever name. This wave includes all new books, including a brand new Punisher book by Nathan Edmondson and Mitch Gerads. I think that's right. A new Warriors book written by Christopher Yost and drawn by Marcus Tu. Dan Slott and Michael Allred are going to launch a new Silver Surfer book. And Kelly Sue DeConnick's Captain Marvel is going to be relaunched with a new #1 and drawn by David Lopez. That'll be launched next year. Did that have to be relaunched? Like, why couldn't that be part of the current Captain Marvel series? Perhaps the biggest news out of Marvel is that Neil Gaiman and Mark Buckingham's issues of Miracle Man, aka Marvel Man, are not only going to be reprinted, but that the two are going to be allowed to complete the story, and they never finished almost 20 years ago. On top of that, it was just recently announced that Alan Moore's Miracle Man stories are also going to be reprinted for the first time in years. This is a big deal. This is a series that has been out of print for like 2 decades now. I mean, the only way to really read these books is to spend a lot of money or to pirate them. And these are some groundbreaking stuff. This is like the first time comics got really, really violent. There's even one issue with a very graphic and medically accurate birthing scene. It's haunting. So, I'm excited. I'm an advocate of keeping things in print, even if you have to pay for it. So, this is all good news. Over on the DC side of things, they had a surprisingly small presence, I feel. They didn't even really have a booth this year. They just had costumes from a good Superman movie, a bad Superman movie, 2 mediocre Superman movies, a decent TV show, and a bad TV show. Seriously, how did Smallville last 10 years? Can someone explain this to me? Anyway, they did mention big plans for Batman's 75th anniversary next year. First is a weekly title called Batman Eternal, oversaw by Scott Snyder. According to Snyder, the series will, quote, be a place where you can tell a story about anything you want in Gotham City. Also, he announced that Stephanie Brown will finally be returning to the DC Universe within this series. That's awesome. Stephanie Brown is my favorite Batgirl, and it's nice to see her come back. Now DC just has to reintroduce all their other missing characters, like Wally West, Donna Troy, Cassandra Cain, Dr. Midnight, Renee Montoya, Elongate Man, Plastic Man, Hawkgirl, either Aqualad, you get the idea. They also announced that Francis Manapul and Brian Buccello, the team behind the New 52 relaunch of The Flash, will be moving to Detective Comics next year. Now, I really like their work on The Flash, especially Manapul's artwork, but I just don't know if their style can fit with the world of Batman. Still, they're a damn good team, and I'm really excited to see what they do with this. Lastly, DC announced a special edition of Detective Comics 27, also coming out next year, featuring a slew of top talent. I mean, it's going to have everyone. Scott Snyder, Paul Dini, John Layman, Neil Adams, Frank Miller. Oh no. Really? Frank Miller? Come on. We get it. He wrote Dark Knight Returns in year one. They're great. But he also wrote All-Star Batman and Robin. And I think we've suffered enough. So that's it for the big two. Now the other publishers. Dark Horse announced a new Firefly series called Serenity Leaves on the Wind. It'll be written by Zach Whedon and executive produced by Joss Whedon. The series is the official in-canon sequel to the Serenity motion picture. So if you like Firefly, which is pretty much everybody, you should probably pick that one up. Next, Image Comics announced Outcast, a brand new horror series by Walking Dead and Invincible creator Robert Kirkman. Really hope that guy does well. I think he's earned it. Finally, Valiant Entertainment announced Q2, The Return of Quantum and Woody. This is a direct sequel to the original 1997 Quantum and Woody series, and it will be written and drawn by the original team of Christopher Priest and Mark Bright. That's amazing. As much as I love the current Quantum and Woody series, the original was so unique and special, and I just know that these two are going to make this sequel as awesome as the original was. Unlike when Frank Miller tried to do the same thing with Dark Knight Returns. Does DC not get that Frank Miller can't write Batman anymore? I mean, don't they remember that he's the guy who put these words in Batman's mouth? Never forget. So that's all the big news from New York Comic Con. If I forgot anything, I'm sorry. I'm just one man. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Be sure to pick up Hawkeye 13 this week. Yes, I'm sure this time. Thanks for watching. Okay, so this is going to be a very quick, very informal episode. I didn't even memorize the script. I have it here on my Kindle. We got a lot going on this week. It's New York freaking Comic Con. I can't wait.